I do not condone or recommend any form of harassment or violence towards any individual or any group. Please don't be an idiot. Thank you. Friends, countrymen, fellow gamers, lend me your ears. Okay, that's about as poetic as I get. So, I've decided to make this video because when I saw the announcement of Halo Studios, it really rubbed me the wrong way. I had to sit down and kind of go over it a little bit to finally understand what was really bothering me about it as much as it did. And I thought I'd just kind of go back and record some of my thoughts as we watch it together and kind of explain why I think this announcement bodes very poorly for the future of Halo.
Chris Matthews, take one. Mark.
This is Casey Wu, take one. Mark.
I was told that I can just be my authentic self, Chris.
For 6 years, I don't want to be in front of a camera.
Oh, haha, look, we're people just like you. Isn't this great? We're quirky, we have personalities. I don't give a flying fuck, okay? Make me a good Halo game. If you make me a good Halo game, then maybe I'll care about your personality.
There's so much to do and so much fun to be had when you play Halo that I feel like I never run out of things to do.
Name one thing. Name one thing that you love to do in Halo because it's fun. No? We're just gonna leave it okay, yeah.
I love intricate stories that take place across lots of different worlds, have lots of different meaningful characters.
Okay, this is still pretty vague, but better. Complex stories across multiple worlds with interesting characters. That's a start.
What made Halo successful at the beginning? What is the legacy of Halo and what's the soul that we want to bring forward? And what's the craft of making Halo games? And how do we set our studio at best to go deliver on that?
That's an excellent question. If you would answer that question, you would probably make a good Halo game. Are you going to answer the question, or are you just going to keep asking us vagaries? Please, for the love of God, answer the question.
We knew we had to make a change in order to take us into the future.
When I first heard about Halo moving to Unreal Engine, my first thought was, this is going to be a really hard secret to keep.
Why are you showing me Lenny Simon, director of UE licensing at Epic Games? Epic Games? Really?
I think fans are going to be excited about the future of Halo because of the possibilities that are afforded us by using Unreal.
Before, we really had to split our focus in thinking about building an engine, supporting it, being really kind of a tech company and a studio at the same time. Since we've made the change to shift to UE, we can bring Halo forward in ways that people have never seen before while still being true to what Halo is.
Oh my God, where do I even begin with this? Okay. Bungie made their own engine and then built their games on that engine with fewer people and fewer resources than you have. Secondly, wasn't it interesting, that little story about how in Halo Infinite, you guys released that game for the first time in Halo history? A Halo game came out where you couldn't choose the game mode you wanted to play in multiplayer. You had to choose like a group and it would just matchmake for you and throw you in whichever game mode it decided. The players were obviously mad about this, but you didn't fix it for over a year because you guys didn't know how to recode and retool the main menu because you're that bad at your own engine. I feel like you're learning the wrong lesson here, okay? Get good at making your engine. Don't abdicate the entire responsibility. Just give up. Oh, we can't make an engine now. And what was that last bit? We can bring Halo forward while remaining true to what it was. So far in this video, you guys have made vague references to what Halo was and what's great about Halo without actually ever once specifying what was good about Halo. Are you sure you know what was good about Halo? Because it sounds like you're just desperately repeating empty platitudes to make it sound like you know what you're talking about.
The Foundry project was an effort to show ourselves how far we can push things using Unreal 5.
New studio art director, Chris, came to me and said, hey, I have this crazy idea.
He said, hey, there's this thing called Project Foundry that I want to do. Let's make it happen.
Foundry specifically is based around the same concept of the Foundry in Halo lore. It's the place where Halo rings are born. It's not a game, it's a research project for our studio so we can prepare ourselves for the next steps of making Halo games.
All this talk of foundries and secret projects or whatever, yeah, look, we know some Halo lore we're going to sprinkle in there for a distraction. What does this actually mean? Nothing. We get nothing.
So you get nothing. You lose! Good day, sir!
This is less than a trailer. This isn't even a game. This is just, potentially we could do something like this. Why should I care? This is a montage of not what Halo Studios did, but what Unreal Engine did, and they're just gonna waste our time showing it to us like it's an accomplishment. Well done, 343 that isn't 343 anymore. Give yourselves a big old participation trophy. Everyone's a winner here, fellas.
The original Halo franchise was a graphics showcase. It was best in class. That's what Halo was when it first was released, and that's what Halo needs to be again.
Okay, so he's correct. I just want to point out that that's one of the things Halo was. Best in graphics. There's a bunch of other components to Halo that I feel like everyone else is missing. So we're fast forwarding through this bit. It's, as they said, Project Foundry or whatever, it's what they could do. Show me a peek at what you're actually making for a next Halo game, and then I'll be interested.
We are really excited to be not just working on multiple projects, but also expanding our studio.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Pareto principle, but bigger isn't always better. And maybe it'd be cool if you just created one good Halo project first as like a proof of concept. After all, your last 3 attempts were pure dog shit.
As a lifelong Halo player, I think the game's only going to get better when we get those new, unique perspectives and people bring in their expertise and passion for the Halo franchise.
Okay, so this bit I know is unfair of me. I don't think this gentleman is saying this, but it just reminds me of freaking 343's franchise director, Frank O'Connor, when he said, "We had people who we hired who hated Halo because of X," end quote.
We are looking for new talent as the projects that we're working on kind of get further and further into their development cycles.
And it is great to be part of a team that's growing because you can kind of see that force multiplied as people come in and take on challenges and you can do more.
Imagine a place where you have the commitment that this is what we want to do, Halo games, and create those experiences. And you can express your talent, your creativity, and your professional ambitions in that place.
We're looking for designers, we're looking for artists, we're looking for engineers.
It feels like a new beginning for the studio in a lot of ways, and I think that's pretty rare.
And I think we arrived now at a point where you see the beginnings of people to start to believe in the process.
I heard every single thing you just said from 343 back in the day. Exact same thing. Sure, this could be great. Why should I expect this to be any different than Halo 4, 5, or Infinite?
There's so much momentum that we have right now and focus and clarity on not just what we're building, but why we're building and kind of this next phase of Halo.
The worlds that we're building, the stories that we're going after.
The potential at Halo right now is huge.
See, this is very frustrating. It's like they know what we want to hear, and they're making sure to just not quite give it.
Halo Infinite was the last remnants of how we made Halo games in the past. That was our recipe. And what we are doing right now, we're changing that recipe.
Yes, thank God, yes. Thank you, Jesus. This is what we needed. Why didn't you lead off with this, okay? If you would just said more things like this, I would be excited, but this is the last little thing you kind of slip in at the end. You finally said it. You didn't quite say it was bad, although you kind of implied it. You should have said it was bad, because it was bad. But you at least acknowledged that that was the old mold, and we're going to try something different. That's a step in the right direction. I'm excited to see what you do, although I'm not very hopeful. In conclusion, I think this entire production was corporate bullshit. We weren't wrong in the past, but since you didn't like it, I guess we're going to change it now. Everyone be very careful and never say anything about us doing anything bad, but also point out to everyone that we're going to be changing things so that they'll like it better now. It's stupid. It tells me that while they do know they have to change, they don't realize or they refuse to accept what they did wrong, which doesn't really engender a lot of confidence going forward. We'll see, and if I get proven wrong, that would be amazing. I would love it if Halo was good again. I'm not holding my breath though. Good God, just talking about this depresses the fuck out of me.